It's easy to overlook the little things. The quick sip in the morning, the drink you grab after a workout, the beverage you reach for when winding down. Most of us don't think twice about what we're pouring into our bodies every day. But what if I told you those simple, everyday choices are quietly shaping your energy, your focus, your recovery, even your hormones? Because here's the truth, what you drink matters just as much as what you eat. And for men who are serious about their health, especially over 30 or 40, the days of sugary sodas and high caffeine energy drinks are long gone. If you're still leaning on those, you're not doing your body or your future any favors. What your body really needs are drinks that work with you, not against you. Drinks that restore, fuel, support, and energize from the inside out. That's where functional drinks come in. These aren't magic potions or fads. They're powerful, purposeful beverages that combine hydration with nutrients that your body craves, often ones you're unknowingly missing. And the best part? They fit seamlessly into your routine. No pills, no complicated regimens, just smarter choices for your glass. Now, before we dive into what these drinks are, let's be clear about something. This isn't about quick fixes. It's not about finding a drink that will undo years of poor sleep, high stress, or a fast food diet. It's about stacking small, intentional wins. Because health doesn't change in one big leap. It changes in the choices you make repeatedly. Choosing a drink that supports your hormones instead of wrecking them. Choosing hydration that actually fuels your muscles, your mind, and your mood. That's where real progress begins. Let's take energy, for example. Most men I talk to are running on fumes by mid-afternoon. They grab another coffee or a sugary drink, hoping for a boost, but end up jittery, wired, and eventually crashing harder. The cycle continues day after day. But real energy doesn't come from caffeine alone. It comes from replenishing your cells, reducing inflammation, and supporting your body's natural rhythms. That's something a carefully crafted functional drink can actually deliver without the crash, without the burnout. And then there's recovery. You might be training hard. You might be grinding through long days at work. Either way, your muscles, your brain, and your nervous system are constantly breaking down and rebuilding. If you're not supporting that process, you're not just staying the same, you're sliding backward. You wake up stiff. Your focus feels foggy. Your drive drops. But the right drink, taken at the right time, can change that. It can help reduce inflammation, replenish electrolytes, and even support hormone balance, especially testosterone, which quietly fuels so much of your strength, confidence, and resilience. Let's not forget stress. It's the invisible weight most men carry tight in the shoulders, buzzing in the background of every conversation. You might be calm on the outside, but inside, your system is often locked in fight or flight. Functional drinks that include adaptogens, natural compounds that help your body regulate stress, can help bring that system back into balance. They don't sedate you. They stabilize you. They help you respond instead of react. And over time, that changes everything from your sleep to your relationships to your performance at work. All of this might sound like a lot, but it really isn't. It's not about adding 5 new routines to your life. It's about upgrading what you're already doing. You already drink things throughout the day. So why not drink something that actually serves your goals? Think of it this way. Your body is a system. Every choice you make either supports that system or strains it. When you're young, you can get away with shortcuts. You can bounce back after neglect. But as you get older, your margin for error shrinks. Your body gets more sensitive to what you put into it. The drinks that once gave you a jolt now leave you foggy. The dehydration you ignored in your 20s now hits you like a brick wall. And if you're not paying attention, you start to think that feeling tired, sore, or irritable is just the new normal. But it doesn't have to be. There are drinks, simple, natural, effective, that can help you feel clear-headed, energized, resilient. Not in a hyped-up way, but in a grounded, steady way. You feel more in control, more stable, more you. And here is what I want you to remember. These drinks aren't replacements for real food, real rest, or real discipline. They're enhancements, tools, support systems. You still need to sleep. You still need to move your body and eat well. But when you're doing those things, functional drinks can take you further. They give your body the extra edge it needs to perform and recover at its best. And once you start feeling the difference, you won't go back. You'll notice the clarity in the morning, the smoother digestion, the easier focus at work, the quicker recovery after a workout, the calmer reaction in a tense moment. Those changes may feel small at first, but they add up. They create momentum. They remind you what it feels like to be at your best, not just surviving, but thriving. And that is where we'll go next, into the 5 drinks that can help make all of that possible. 5 simple, powerful beverages every man should consider adding to his daily or weekly routine. These aren't exotic or hard to find. Some you may already know. Others might surprise you. But what they all have in common is this: they're functional. They serve a purpose. They work with your body, not against it. And over time, they support the strong, focused, energized version of you that you know is still there, waiting to be fully reactivated. So let's get into it. The first drink that deserves a serious place in your daily lineup is one that has been around for centuries, but is now making a well-deserved comeback: bone broth. This isn't just something your grandmother made during the holidays. Bone broth is loaded with collagen, amino acids, minerals, and compounds like glucosamine and chondroitin, which directly support your joints, gut, and immune system. You're essentially drinking liquid gold for your connective tissue. And the best part? It's warm, grounding, and gives you that deep sense of comfort that coffee or energy drinks just can't replicate. Guys who sip bone broth daily often report less joint stiffness, better digestion, and a more balanced, steady energy throughout the day. This isn't the kind of energy that spikes and crashes. It is the kind that keeps you sharp, relaxed, and focused. Whether you drink it in the morning instead of your second coffee or wind down with it in the evening, bone broth is one of the most functional, overlooked drinks you can add to your life. And if you're reactive or even just starting to move more again, it is like armor for your joints and ligaments. Then there's green tea, and not just for its caffeine content. Green tea contains L-theanine, a naturally occurring compound that works synergistically with caffeine to provide calm focus, no jitters, no crash, just sustained mental energy. That makes it the perfect drink for men who need to stay alert without the anxious edge that can come with coffee. But green tea also contains antioxidants that help fight inflammation, something every man needs help with, especially as testosterone naturally starts to decline with age. A few cups a day, especially in the early afternoon when your energy dips, can help refocus your mind and support cellular health at the same time. And if you're someone who deals with anxiety, racing thoughts, or stress that you can feel in your body, L-theanine can truly be a game changer. It works fast, but its effects are subtle and stable, kind of like a quiet switch that helps your brain settle into a productive zone. Now let's talk about something most guys overlook: beet juice. It might not sound exciting, but what is inside that bright red drink is incredible for your performance, both in the gym and in the bedroom. Beets are rich in dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. This boosts blood flow, improves oxygen delivery to muscles, and helps lower blood pressure. That means better pumps during your workout, more endurance, and yes, better circulation where it matters most. Guys who incorporate beet juice into their pre-workout routine or drink it a few times a week often feel the difference in stamina, energy output, and recovery. And it's not just physical performance. Better blood flow also supports brain health, cognitive clarity, and heart function. It's like upgrading your engine with cleaner fuel. If you're feeling sluggish, foggy, or just not as sharp during your workouts, a glass of beet juice could change that. A lot of men also don't realize the role hydration plays in testosterone, metabolism, and even mental health. It's not just about drinking more water, it's about smart hydration. That's where electrolyte drinks come in. And no, I'm not talking about sugary sports drinks loaded with artificial dyes. I'm talking about clean electrolyte formulas, often with sodium, magnesium, potassium, and sometimes a pinch of calcium that help your body actually use the water you drink. Proper hydration with electrolytes supports nerve function, muscle contractions, brain performance, and even your sleep cycle. If you wake up feeling groggy, hit a wall in the afternoon, or cramp easily during workouts, your electrolyte balance might be off. A low-sugar electrolyte drink, especially when you sip first thing in the morning, can help reset your body's hydration and get everything firing again. It's a simple addition with massive impact. It's not sexy, but it works. And finally, let us not forget one of the most powerful categories of functional drinks out there: adaptogenic herbal teas. Think ashwagandha, reishi, rhodiola, or holy basil. These herbs have been used for thousands of years to support resilience physically, emotionally, and hormonally. If stress is the enemy of vitality, then adaptogens are your secret weapon. They help regulate cortisol, protect your nervous system, and gently nudge your body back into balance. For the modern man constantly juggling pressure, deadlines, and performance expectations, a warm adaptogenic tea in the evening can be transformational. Not just for stress relief, but for deep, restorative sleep, which is where your body does most of its healing, testosterone production, and mental recalibration. The benefits add up: less fatigue, more emotional stability, a greater sense of calm and control, even in the face of chaos. When you start layering these drinks into your day, swapping out what is draining you and replacing it with what fuels you, you begin to operate differently. Your mind clears, your workouts feel better. You stop feeling like you're dragging your body through the day and start feeling like it is working with you again. And you don't need to overhaul your entire kitchen to make this happen. Start small. Replace your mid-morning soda with green tea. Try a scoop of electrolytes in your water before your walk or workout. Make bone broth a nightly habit instead of a second snack. These tiny shifts in your routine create new momentum. They remind you that every choice is a vote for the kind of man you want to be, not later, not someday, but now. Because ultimately, men's health isn't about waiting for a wake-up call. It's about taking the wheel now, while you still have the power to steer your body, your mind, and your life in the direction you want. When we talk about men's health, we often think about the big things: testosterone levels, muscle mass, heart health. But the truth is, the small daily decisions we make have the biggest impact over time. And what you drink is one of those deceptively small decisions. That's why the power of functional drinks is so underrated. They're easy to implement, often enjoyable, and most importantly, they work. Let's think about this for a moment. When you pick up a drink during your day, you're not just quenching thirst, you're either fueling your energy, focus, recovery, and longevity, or you're draining it. That's the crossroads we stand at every day, often without realizing it. A sugary soda might give you a momentary buzz, but it also spikes your insulin, contributes to inflammation, and leaves you more fatigued. A smart choice, like a beet juice blend, on the other hand, helps open up your blood vessels, sharpen your mind, and support stamina. One option leads to a crash, the other leads to clarity. The great news is you don't have to be perfect to feel better. You don't have to quit every comfort drink cold turkey or overhaul your entire pantry. Real progress starts with adding the right things. When you start bringing in nourishing, functional drinks, even just one at a time, your cravings shift. Your energy stabilizes. You begin to notice that some of the things you used to depend on to get through the day don't even appeal to you anymore. And what happens next? Your body responds. Not just in the physical sense, although that's part of it. You'll feel more hydrated, your digestion improves, your sleep becomes deeper. But there's a deeper shift too. You start trusting yourself again. You realize you're capable of change. You see that your well-being isn't some distant ideal, it is something you reactively building. SIP by SIP, day by day. That's how you reclaim your health. Not through gimmicks or extremes, but by partnering with your body, listening to it, and responding with support instead of punishment. There's also an emotional layer to this, because when men feel better physically, it affects everything. Relationships, work performance, mental resilience. When your body isn't constantly in repair mode or under stress, your mind has space to focus, connect, and create. Your confidence grows. Your presence sharpens. You're not just surviving your day, you're owning it. And let's not pretend this is only about physical health. It's also about leadership, being the kind of man your family, your team, and your younger self would be proud of. That kind of leadership starts from within. You can't lead well if you're constantly running on empty. You can show up fully for others if you haven't first taken care of yourself. Choosing drinks that support your health isn't selfish. It's strategic. It's responsible. It's a declaration that you're in this for the long haul, not just to exist, but to thrive. So how do you make this work in real life? It starts with awareness. Look at what you're currently drinking and ask, is this helping me or hurting me? If you're not sure, ask how you feel after drinking it. More energized or more sluggish? More clear-headed or more foggy? Your body is constantly giving you feedback, you just have to tune in. Then, commit to small changes. Maybe you swap your afternoon soda for green tea. Maybe you add a scoop of magnesium-rich electrolyte powder to your morning water. Maybe you wind down at night with reishi mushroom tea instead of alcohol. These are simple changes, but they stack up. And over weeks and months, they build a new version of you, one that feels stronger, clearer, and more capable. Don't overthink it. Start where you are. Experiment. Adjust. See what works for your lifestyle, your tastes, your needs. And remember, it's not about doing it all. It's about doing what you can consistently. That's where the power is. And if you've made it this far in the video, that tells me something important. You care, you're ready. You're already doing the hardest part, showing up. So take that momentum and move forward. Try one of the drinks we've talked about this week. Notice how it makes you feel, and then build from there. I'll leave you with this. Your health isn't a project you tackle once and forget. It's a relationship. One that gets stronger with time, trust, and commitment. And just like any great relationship, it's built on the little things. A drink that nourishes, a decision that empowers, a routine that respects the man you're becoming. You don't need to wait until something breaks to start caring. You can lead from strength. You can choose vitality, clarity, and resilience today, so that tomorrow and every day after, you feel ready not just to live, but to thrive. If this video gave you something to think about, drop a comment below and tell me which drink you're going to try first. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more honest, practical health tips that actually make a difference. We're building something here: real talk, real tools, and a real community of men getting stronger every day. Stay sharp. Stay hydrated. Stay in the game. Your best years aren't behind you, they're ahead. And it all starts now.